Believe it or not, football is back. It is here, and we couldn't be more excited for what we have in store for Operation Football this year on Channel 13. Hey, everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm Dominic Miranda, and we are looking to get you set and ready for the Indiana high school football season. There's something so special about high school football here in the Hoosier State. It's hard to explain, but we're pulling out all the stops, so we are your one-stop shop for football this fall on Friday nights. Welcome to your high school football preview ahead of the 2025 season. We stopped by 6 Central Indiana high schools as we get you ready for football. Where else to begin than the defending 6A state champs, Brownsburg High School. We put them on the Today Show a year ago. They are near and dear to our hearts here at 13, and they're looking to follow up what was one of the most impressive seasons in school history. 13-1 state champs and looking for even more this season. We caught up with Coach John Hart and the Bulldogs ahead of their 2025 campaign. First of all, how's the offseason being addressed as state champion head coach and what that meant to this community and to you and this program? I mean, it's pretty cool what you guys accomplished.
It really is, and our off season's been terrific. And I know probably every coach says this, that is in my position right now, but I could probably be gone for 3 weeks, and I don't know if our team would know us. We have the best coaching staff there is.
That's really cool. And now it's all about flipping the page. I asked 2-year players, and they're locked in. They're ready to rock and make their own identity for this team, because last year was awesome and a lot to be proud of, but now it's about replicating that success. How have you seen this team kind of established? I know it's early, but season's almost here, and what do you think about this group?
We started in the off season and we broke almost every lifting and Coach Neese, every lifting record we had, and almost every speed record, and Coach Pop leading us there. So we've had a great off season. The start to the summer, I say this, and my 2 sons give me a hard time about it, but I feel like we're 0-3, just walking out because of all the flaws you see. But it's early, and I understand that part of it. But the guy that's been coaching for a while also has all the concerns.
I love it. What's the biggest position group maybe that you lost? I guess this is a better way to phrase this question. What's the biggest difference with this team and last year's team as far as who you lost, positions filled, young guys stepping up, things like that?
I think we're going to have to find our identity of toughness. You have Mason Kiefer and Jackson Sargent and Colin and Alex Burke. I mean, all those guys were so physical. And I'm leaving out half a team, but almost our whole defense is gone. And then you take Yosua, who was the tough physical runner to finish off ball games. So I think finding that element of toughness that we lost with that senior group is going to be our biggest challenge.
Absolutely. Is it easy to motivate this team when you have the example of last year saying, look, when you do what we're asking you to do, this is what's possible?
Made me duck. I don't know if it was easy to motivate. They're always talking about, and I'm still in quotes, everybody else's, but it's, player-led teams, the difference between player-led teams and coach-led teams. Coach-led teams are good, player-led teams are great. There's been an expectation of not missing weights, not missing a speed drills, not missing, and when they have, I think the leadership has stepped up.
Last thing I had for you, and I thought this would be an interesting question for you. Have you seen a shift in Indiana high school football? How's it changed, I guess? Maybe in more recent history, but from when you started, is there anything that's more challenging now? I know we see the change in college football. I don't know if that's trickled down, I guess.
I'm a huge community guy, and we have this incredible community, and I feel like the state legislature tried their best to break up communities, and we're too strong for that. We won't get broken up. We'll stay together. It's who we are. We're bulldog tough, and again, another slogan I stole, but that's who we are, and that's not going to change. I think with the leadership we have now, we're just going to continue to build on that tradition.
You guys did it last year.
Yes, sir.
The whole thing. First of all, I just want to ask what that meant to you, to this team, to this community. Very tight-knit community, and you guys finally got it done. What was that like?
Well, winning state just meant the world to me. It was so surreal seeing all of our fans in the stands, and we waited for 39 years, I believe, and just to finally get it done, see all the purple at Lucas Oil, it was great, and just to win the way we did, I don't think I'll ever get a feeling like that again.
I I'll never forget that game. It's pretty sweet.
Yes, sir.
What's Coach Hart mean to you? To get it done for him, it just seems like this team rallied behind him and the community did, and
yes, sir.
Really cool stuff.
Just Coach Hart being my head coach and him being through the Brownsburg system since I got here in 4th grade, just winning it for him, it was just crazy because that's what he's worked for. That's what he came here for, to win. All the teams in the past that he's coached extremely hard for that came up just a tad bit short, to see them win and to win it for Coach Hart meant the world, because Coach Hart, he's a great guy. Even though he makes me do some stuff that I'm not comfortable with, like get an ice bath, still love him. That's forever.
I love it. I love it. Okay, now it's all about turning the page.
Yes, sir.
What's the identity of this team this year to replicate that success, but you're your own team now, right?
Yes, sir. The identity is just don't ever get settled to where you are. Don't get complacent, because every team that was going to play us, we're their Super Bowl odds, some would say. Just because we went state last year, they're ready to knock us off. We have to have the mindset that we're not going to let that happen. We're going to come in and expect to win by 4 or 5 touchdowns every game.
I love it. That's the bite right there. Well, how excited are you for this season? To flip that page and
yes,
to go back to back. I mean, right? That's the ultimate goal. How excited are you for that?
I'm extremely excited. Sometimes I catch myself zoning off in class because I'm just thinking about the first game of the year, all the scrimmages that we're about to have. I love having a target on my back, because that means we're going to get everybody's best and they can't say any excuses. So when we really go out there and play this year, we're just going to leave it all out there.
You guys did it. You did it last year.
Yeah.
Going through this entire offseason, what was that kind of like? You guys reached the mountaintop, something that Coach Hart, this program's been trying to do for a really long time. What was that like for you?
It felt good, just to bring one home for our community and our town that we've worked so hard for. One of the best conferences in the HCC, and to go 8-1 and win the conference felt good. So it was good going through the off season.
Yeah, you got to go through the rest of the school year as a state champ.
Yeah.
How's that? That felt good, probably.
Yeah.
Your classmates, your friends, like that felt good. Especially for this community too, right?
Exactly. First day back, I got a standing ovation going into class. It just felt good. All our hard work just paid off, and we finally did it for 39 years. We hadn't won one. We got to bring it home.
I love it.
Can you tell them about the parade that you guys had at Christmas time?
Oh.
Remember that?
Yeah, I was out there throwing candy to the kids, just going through our town, see how all the people lined up, just do this for us. We have a strong community and a strong town. They always support us in everything we do.
Talk to me about Coach Hart. What makes him someone you want to play for?
He's a great guy, He's always fired up. He always gets me juiced up. He wants to bring out the best in every player here, And for as long as coaching he has the most experience here. He's 65, so he's always bringing intelligence to the D-line and always making me improve myself.
I love it, man. Okay, so now it's all about flipping the page, right, and trying to replicate that success from last year. What can you tell me about this team and the identity of this team? How you guys are going to let that fuel you to do it again?
We're going to play a target on our back. Everyone wants a piece of us because we won last year. We're not the same team last year. We're going to be better than the team last year, and we're going to go do it again. So. Just playing with a chip on our shoulder, make sure we always come prepared week 1. It's a great game.
I love it, man. What gives you the confidence that you guys are going to do that?
Just my teammates. I've been playing with these guys since 8th grade. They always had my back. We've always been a strong, well-oiled machine team. So I just got faith in everybody.
I love it. Last thing I got, what would you say the identity of this team is in 2025?
Confidence. Just confidence personified, just playing with our confidence and knowing what we're going to go out there and do what we need to do to play and win.
How excited are you for football season?
Very excited. It's been a long 8-7 months, so I've been ready to play.
Always great hearing from Coach Hart and the gang up in Brownsburg. They will be kicking off their season against Spalding from Maryland, out-of-state opponents. We love it. Speaking of that, another school who has high expectations and loves playing teams from out of state, we're talking about Cathedral. The Fighting Irish are coming off a year that didn't quite meet its expectations at just 6-4, but rest assured, Coach Peebles will have this team back in the thick of things here in 2025. Cathedral, they're moving down a classification to 5A this season, but they are playing a mainly 6A schedule, and they most certainly have a chip on their shoulders. Just take a listen. Bit of a change in the classification, and your players, it doesn't seem to bother them very much, but the quarterback specifically said he kind of heard the noise and no matter who you line it up against, it's Cathedral football, right? Do you share that sentiment?
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter?
Yeah, we have a board in our locker room that has our opponents, the dates of the games and location of the games. And where it says opponent, it doesn't have Ben Davis, Brownsburg, St. X. It has Irish, Irish, Irish. You know, we can't worry about who we play. We play a heck of a schedule. I mean, I just named our first 3 games. All 3 of those teams are top 10 in their states. I think Brownsburg's ranked 46th in the country nationally. St. X is top 100. Ben Davis top 10. IFCA won state 2 years ago. Chittard won state 2 years ago. They're week 4. They're our arch rival. So we just worry about us. We can't worry about the opponent and whether 5A, 4A, 6A. I mean, we're a 4A school that's been playing 6 and 5A for a long time. It really doesn't matter to us.
I love that. How important is it important pride that you take in it playing schools from out of state like that? I think that's really unique.
First of all, we want to win all those games, and we tend to, the 3 games that we have with out-of-state opponents, 2 of them are Catholic schools. And kind of our goals are, win game 1. Goal number 2 is beat the other Catholic schools, whether it be Chittard, Brebeuf, Roncalli in the area, or St. X, Covington Catholic, who we play this year. And 3rd is to make a great run in the tournament and hopefully play Thanksgiving weekend. Obviously right now we're worried about game 1 in Ben Davis, but playing the out-of-state opponents is always fun. Part of that's necessity. Not a lot of teams want to play us. And honestly, a lot of them are in conferences they can't play us. So for us, it's just whoever's next on the schedule. We have a tough time filling it. So if the out-of-state teams want to come, we're glad to play them.
I love it. Okay, what's the biggest difference between last year's team and this year's team? Just personnel, identity-wise, graduating seniors, incoming guys, like what's the biggest difference?
Every team is different, and they all kind of assume their own identity. What I've been impressed with this group is that I think we have a physicality to us. I hope it's something that continues through the year. I mean, we're going to find out real fast how physical we are when we play Ben Davis and Brownsburg. But I like the attitude, the physicality, and work ethic of this team. They're a bunch of great kids, and I don't know if this is the most talented team that I've had since I've been at Cathedral High School, but it's right up there when it comes to work ethic and attitude and just kind of grit. So let's hope it pays off.
That's what I was going to ask. I feel like a bit of a chip on the shoulder. Do you feel that? I mean,
yeah. It's been a long time since we haven't won a sectional, and obviously it's going to be tough this year with Plainfield and New Powell in our sectional, we can't take anything for granted. Again, on that board it says the next opponent's the Irish, and we just got to make sure the Irish don't beat the Irish.
I love it. Last thing, does this ever get old, just the excitement before a season?
No, this is fun. Now this right now, this first day in pads. This is also our longest practice of the year, and it's almost 90 degrees out. This is a bit of a grind, but this is the fun part, which is the developmental part. The stressful part is Friday nights and the games. For me, I love this part, the planning, the preparation, molding a group of young men into better young men and a better team is what we're always trying to do, and this definitely is the fun part for me.
All right, man, so you've been in the program for 4 years. What's the biggest thing you learned about this team, this program last year? I mean, schedule's always the schedule. Wasn't as many wins as maybe you're accustomed to at Cathedral, but that doesn't mean it wasn't for nothing, right?
Yeah.
So what would you learn about this team yourself, this program last year?
Last year, I say we learned a lot, that we had a lot of grit, and that we knew that we could always fight back. Like, there was a ton of games where we were down, and we had to come back, and we knew at halftime that we still had the guys, and we were prepared. Our coaches prepared us well all week, throughout practice, and in the summer. Like, we were well conditioned, and our goal was to tire the other teams. So we're hoping to do that again this year with our fast-paced offense, and defense is amazing. Like, they never give up. They're always hustling, and I learned that we had a lot of grit.
But what do you want the reputation of Cathedral football to be? I mean, the tradition is the tradition, and everyone knows what Cathedral's about. But for you, when people think of Cathedral football, what do you want them to think of?
I want them to think of us as a powerhouse, like that we can hang with anybody, not just be the bottom team of 6A last year, that's we were, but we went out and played competition and showed that we could be in the 6A, but now that we're in 5A, now we have to show that we belong in 5A and that we could possibly play in 6A.
Does it matter to you guys, 5A, 6A, whatever?
No.
Does that hold any bearing?
Not at all.
Like who you play in state tournament, really?
Yeah, not at all, because, I mean, our regular season is pretty much a 6A schedule.
Last thing I got for you is what do you want the identity of this team to be this season, and what should people who think of Cathedral expect for 2025 here?
I think don't count us out. We have a group of seniors that are hungry, and we're hearing all the talk about how we're not going to make it out of sectionals and this and that, and just don't count us out. I'm just going to say that.
When people think of Cathedral football here in 2025, what do you want them to think of? What do you want the identity of this team to be? Kind of a clean slate going into this season.
I want them to think of us as a real strong team and not a team that people could look by. And just because our past of us in 6A, us not getting our goals we want to, I don't think that should define who we are, and I think that we're going to go kill it here in 5A.
I love that. Your quarterback gave the defense a lot of props. You take pride, and he said you can always count on them to be solid, no matter what. You take pride in that?
Oh, yeah. I think that's a great thing to hear, especially from our quarterback. I mean, our offense, I think they're probably one of the best in the state as well. Our defense has been looking really good this year, too, mostly all senior starters, so that's really great.
That's good stuff, man. What does Cathedral football mean to you?
To me, it means a lot because ever since I was in middle school and elementary school, I've been going to all the games every Friday night and always wanted to be under those lights playing and always play at Lucas Oil. I think that'd be great. So just think it's amazing. It's a big brotherhood. That's a big thing about it. Big family.
The goal is always Lucas Oil, right?
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
Oh, yeah. Win every game to make it the big one.
That's right. That's right. And I asked him last thing for you. Do you guys pay any mind to the 6A, 5A? Is it just line up whoever's cross-play football? Does it mean anything to you?
I don't think it really means that much. I think it's whoever wants to play us wants to play us.
Right.
So if they want to, some 6A teams want to play us and they want to move us down, that's okay. We'll go beat up on them in the regular season, then we'll go win state in the 5A.
Every team Cathedral plays is 6A, minus Chittard at a 4A rivalry, and the 3 out-of-state teams, including St. X in Ohio. Talk about a tough schedule right there. We'll see how the Fighting Irish bounce back this season. I suspect that they probably will. Moving right along here, let's talk about a team who's been to the mountaintop and so too battled some adversity a season ago. We're looking at the Ben Davis Giants, a 13-1 state championship run back in 2023, followed up by a 5-6 campaign in 2024. Head coach Russ Mann is looking to turn the tides here in 2025. Football's back, Coach.
We're ready.
All right, so first year, everything went right. State champs. Last year, a little bit of adversity. What was the biggest thing you learned after going through last year, after such success in year one?
Well, our kids were all in last year too. It was a great team. Like we understood that it was going to take some time to get all the pieces together. We had a lot of first-time starters. Once the lineup started to figure itself out, we caught fire at the right time, but we maybe just caught fire a little bit too late. Our season ended out here in the sectional championship game with a 38-35 loss to the Metro State champions. It was a heck of a game, and we never put it away, and it never felt safe. I think a lot of people around the state might have seen the score and thought the game was secured. We knew it when we went in there at half that we're like, hey, 35 might not be safe. So hats off to the Bulldogs. They did a great job, and they say, hey, that's one of the guys picking up the energy a little bit. But hats off to them. They did a great job, and they finished out the season.
As a coach, do you like that perspective of getting immediate success? And I mean, you were part of this beforehand, but then kind of going through that last year, even though there's some positives at the end of the year you took from that. Do you like both perspectives? Does that kind of shape you as a coach better?
Well, the 2023 was probably a little bit more fun. To finish with the state championship, and each team's different. And this team that we have right now, real fun. Real dangerous, real young, and young doesn't necessarily mean by age. We're going to be starting plenty of seniors out there. Probably start 10 to 12 seniors, maybe 8 to 10 seniors, but a lot of them might be first-time starters. Some of them might be the first time on Friday night playing, and that's part of being the youth that we have, the young team that we have. But it could get dangerous. There's some athleticism, there's some speed. The perimeter's pretty fun right now, and you can hear the O-line. They're slapping some pads. I think they learned how to play football in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of mentioned it there, but what is the biggest difference in your eyes? I know it's still early, but I mean, shoot, first Friday night's coming. What's the biggest difference between last year and this year in your eyes?
Well, last year's team did a great job committing to the offseason and understood that the 2023 team had great voices and great leadership in every single room, the DBs, the linebackers, the receivers. A lot of those voices left, but there was still some good talent there that just hadn't really had a lead since 8th grade. Once they came in as 9th graders, those guys were already on varsity. Then when they came in, some of them were 3-year stars and played. This team right here is a whole reset. There's probably about there's a lot of new guys out there, like a lot of new guys, at least at the varsity, a lot of new guys in different positions. Little reset, but they got a lot of youth. Again, it could get really dangerous. They're a lot of fun right now.
Yeah. All right, so you've been in this program for a while. You know what Ben Davis is all about.
Yes, sir.
You went to the mountaintop, you got a state championship, and last year was a little more adversity.
Yes, sir.
What do you think both sides of that spectrum have shown you going into your senior year? Just your perspective on how good things are when they're good and how when things go bad, you got to stay together as a team.
Yes, sir. So when everything's good, it's great. We got teamwork, hard work, and then everything goes bad, we just gotta stick together.
What's the mindset heading into this season to try and bounce back from maybe, a lot of people when they look at Ben Davis, the expectation's always to make a deep run,
Yes, sir.
contend for a state championship.
Yes, sir.
What's the mindset do you feel of this team going into this season?
Our mindset is we don't care what nobody says, it's just us.
Yeah, I love that, man. When people say Ben Davis football, what do you want the identity of this program and this team to be? When someone says Ben Davis football, how do you want them to describe Ben Davis football?
A family, brotherhood. We're just a big family.
How excited are you for this season?
I'm excited.
What do you think people can expect from this team this year?
A lot of great things, a long run in the playoffs. Yeah.
All right. Would not be shocked to see Coach Mann's team bounce back here in 2025. More 6A action and a new head coach at the helm. Warren Central, they're coming off a 10-2 campaign a year ago, while the legendary Mike Kirshner stepped down as head coach, stepping in a state champ. Offensive coordinator for the Brownsburg Bulldogs, J.T. Whitaker, won a state championship a year ago, like we talked about at the top. Now he's the head coach for the Warriors, looking to maintain a tradition of success here in his first season.
I mean, this is always a nostalgic time of year, like every single season. Coming out and doing these previews with any high school, no matter where I've been, it's been awesome. What's it feel like? And we'll get into your first year as head coach, but just to be back on the gridiron where you probably feel like you belong.
Oh, it's amazing. I love this time of year. You can feel football in the air. It's an exciting time. Obviously, my first year here, but I couldn't be more thrilled for the opportunity.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. You got the first year. You were hired back in, December, I believe, is when it was? How's it been from then to now? What's the whole process been like going through your first tenure as a head coach?
It's been very busy. I hit the ground running the first week of January, and I haven't looked back. There's been a lot of things we've worked to improve and build on. There's obviously a lot of tradition and success that's been had here, which is a great thing. And then there's some new things that I wanted to bring myself.
What was it about Warren Central that just stood out to make you want to attack this position?
I mean, to me, it's one of the top jobs in the state, and obviously the history of the state championships, how much football matters here from administrative support to the community. It means a lot, so it's a great place to be.
Any throughout once you guys started camp here now, is there anything that's different in terms of how you need to approach things, which I'm sure there are, as being a head coach as opposed to being an OC at Brownsburg?
Yeah, just balancing my time. Obviously, there's a lot more things to worry about as a head coach. As an OC, you can worry about just offense and getting that ready to go. But as a head coach, there's just a lot more variables you got to take into account. But I'm learning as I go, and I wouldn't ask for a better opportunity than this. So.
And bringing over a prolific offense, just looking at some of the numbers that you guys had last year, I know you had even some second-year guys that were really producing. What is it about your offense that adapts well with the players, whoever you put out on the field?
It's kind of what you said. The key is just adapting the offense to the players we have. We're kind of in the process of doing that now. We'll have potentially 9 new starters on offense, so it'll be a young team, which there'll be some growing pains early, but they're doing an amazing job. They're buying into things. We've installed the basic schematics, and we're just kind of building on our personnel and how we can use guys best.
Now, overall, didn't have a chance to fully look at the roster, but is it made up of a lot of young guys, or is there a good core of senior guys who are here as well? How did that work?
Yeah, we got some top-end senior talent, but as far as returning starters, there's only 4 right now. So it's going to be a really young team. But the good news about that is the things we've installed is all they know. So that's something we can build on for sure.
Did you have anyone come over with you from Brownsburg to a good majority?
Yeah. So I brought Jared Johnson, who's our offensive coordinator, O-line coach, Chris Raphael. He coached at Brownsburg with me, and then he went went to another stop. And then honestly, there was a lot of really good coaches here anyway, so that made my job a lot easier as far as finding coaches. But we've added some really good coaches along with what was already here. I'm really excited about our staff.
And you mentioned too, just kind of instilling with the guys that are younger out there, sort of building it all up. Have you noticed what was it like to when you do something new? It's going to change for everyone, and that's for the coaches and the players as well. Even some of the older guys, have you noticed like them adapting well to the style that you want to bring here?
Yep, absolutely. So anytime you bring a new structure, new set of norms, it takes some time. The kids have done an amazing job. It's been an 8-month process, obviously, from the time I got here to where we are now. Obviously, we still got a lot of room to grow and climb, but I can't ask for more than what they've done to this point.
What's going to be the expectation year one? What's the identity of this Warrior team?
Sure. I mean, obviously, defensively, we're going to be really good. Our defensive staff is an amazing staff led by Coach Clark. They do a really good job. Those guys play extremely fast and physical. So knowing what our defense is will be in the games we play. Offensively, we're gonna grow each week. And just overall, as a team, our goal is to play our best ball at the end, not at the beginning. And I think with how we're structuring practice and how all the the things we put in are going to set us up for success later in the year.
And then, of course, you continue to grow each and every day. That's just how this sport works. But as of right now, here we are, middle of August. Game next week. You have, a scrimmage on Friday.
Yes.
Do you feel good about where you guys are right now?
Yeah, absolutely. We got Chris Smith, who's our new strength coach, who's leading warm-ups behind me. He's done a phenomenal job, and we're only going to get stronger and faster under him. And I feel like I said, the sky's the limit, and we're going to build as we go, and each day we're going to get better.
High school football, there's nothing better. What's it feel like just to be back out here, and we're in August and the season's right around the corner?
It feels really good to be out here. We got some new faces out here, so we adapting pretty quick. So it feels really good to be out here and be prepared for our scrimmage and next game next week.
I was going to say, so you have a new head coach, JT, coming in here. So how has it been used to getting to a new staff and maybe some new players and just the new system that he's kind of implementing for you guys?
It's been quite of a change up. Like I said, we've been adapting to what they're putting down to and the knowledge that they put into our heads. We just got to be more disciplined in everything that we do. So, yeah, we just focus on the little things right now. But, yeah, so far we've been adapting pretty well to it.
And obviously just a storied tradition here, just as a high school football team. 10-2 last year, I believe, is what you guys were. Despite, having the new faces in here, what is the goal for this year and for your senior year?
This goal this year is obviously to win a state championship, but we can't think too big right now. We got to just focus on one game at a time, and eventually all them games will add up and win all of our games and focus more on our brotherhood. So once we focus on our brotherhood and we focus on one game on 1 week every week, then we should be in the right direction where we need to be at.
So I was going to say too. So once you do get, obviously JT was sort of an offensive, guru there for Brownsburg when he was playing over there. What's that system been like? Is there? Obviously, you don't want to give anything away, but what's it like playing in it? What he has?
He's playing a big role into our offense. Mm-hmm. Last season, we had a good offense, but we had better players, but we also had a good offense, but we wasn't as disciplined as we was this season. So really is the only thing that he put into is a discipline. And obviously he got the plays, he the head coach. So basically it's more having a head coach on our side to give us a better advantage.
And then being a senior, how's your role just grown this year with everything new that's coming in?
My senior role is basically me becoming a bigger leader because I'm the only senior on the offensive line. So I got to be a bigger leader. I got to be a bigger brother to everybody else and share all the love I got to the game and to install it to them. So, yeah.
What would you say the identity of this team is going to be this year?
I feel like the identity is going to be because we got this saying, build the monster. So I feel like as one, we can't just be a monster. Everybody can't be a monster. We got to be a monster as one. Mm-hmm. So you know how if you see like the movies, they all form against one to take down one big person. So we just got to all be glued together so we just take down anybody that we go against.
I love that. And then lastly here for you, man, you got your first scrimmage coming up on Friday, game 1 next week, right? Do you feel like you're in the right spot as a team where you need to be? Obviously, you're going to grow throughout the entire year, but do you feel good about where you guys are right now?
Yeah, I feel pretty good where we at. Like I said, we keep our brotherhood, we keep our bond strong. Should nobody be breaking us because we don't bend, we don't break under none of that. So, yeah, I feel like we pretty good. We going to progress here and there. Yeah, we're going to progress day by day, so until we can't be beat. So.
Well, Dexter, you got a whole new system coming in here. You got JT taking over. Walk me through how just the last few weeks of camp, or actually, let's just go back to January when he did take over. How have things just evolved since he kind of took the helm?
So it was kind of a surprise when our head coach, Coach K, left. But when I originally saw that Coach JT was coming, I was hopeful because, it was a new program and we had a lot of seniors graduating. So I just wanted to see what he could come in and do to our program, especially since he was a state championship winning coach with Brownsburg. So, I was hopeful and I just wanted to see what he could do, as a first-year head coach.
Right. And because what you kind of read about is that he's a player's coach, right? Players love him. Have you noticed that throughout this entire thing? What's he like just as a coach and being able to lead you guys?
I mean, he's a personable guy, with Coach K, he was more of a disciplinarian. Of course, yeah. But, with Coach Witt, he's more of a laid-back type of guy, but he'll still, discipline you when the moment is right. Mm-hmm. And that's why I like him so much. He can be playful at times, but when the time is right, that's when he steps in as a head coach and he does what he needs to do.
And he's been known for his offensive, play calling as well, especially over there at Brownsburg. What are some of the subtle differences that you've known and what you've liked, at least from the offensive side of the ball?
On the offensive side of the ball, I don't really play offense.
Okay, so are you strictly defense?
Yeah, I'm strictly defense.
Okay, all right. Going against it, what's it like playing against it? My fault.
Sometimes it's complicated because he brings out different looks and it confuses the defense. But sometimes he'll bring out the same look and we'll see, oh, they're doing this, but then they'll do something completely different. And it throws us off. And, we'll have to go back and watch film and see what he did and we'll have to prepare for it, the next day or the next week, just in case another team is doing it. Yeah. So I think the variety that he brings to the offense is fantastic.
Yeah. And so obviously this is a very storied program here, 9 state championships, 10-2 last year. I know not the goal that you wanted to be at, but when you take so much pride in something like this and you as a senior, how much is it that you're putting out there each and every day just to hold that reputation?
I mean, I go 1,000% every day because, as you said, it's not the result we wanted last year. Mm-hmm. So we're trying everything that we can to get that result this year, especially, since I already mentioned that we're a new team and we had basically 50 seniors graduate. So, it's a whole new offense, a whole new defense. So, me and my guys are going out 1,000% every single day to try to get the goal that we want to accomplish by the end of the season.
So kind of a lead by example from your standpoint.
Yeah, I try to lead by example, what I'm saying. The last 2 years, I've tried to be a leader to my teammates and sometimes to my coaches because, I just want to show that I'm able to lead and be responsible in times, that nobody's looking. And I think that it's, a good thing that I am that type of guy on this team because that is what we need.
Oh, for sure, especially when you have just younger guys and just new faces coming in. It can be very difficult. And so now here we are, middle of August. You got a scrimmage coming up Friday. You got your first game next weekend. Do you feel good about where you guys are as a team right now?
I mean, of course. Every team can improve now because nobody's played an actual game yet. Mm-hmm. But how I feel as we are a team, I think we're a team. We play together. We do everything together. And that's why I like us so much. I mean, I'll take us over anybody, to be honest with you. So I think, I feel great about us, especially coming into Friday and week 1 and throughout the season, since we're going to adjust to what teams are throwing at us. And, we'll be on the fly with it and things like that, All
right, JJ, so as a senior, you lost a lot of your teammates from last year, and you have a plethora of new faces that are coming in here. What's it been like just adjusting to the newness of all of this?
I mean, it's been cool, but just steady, staying confident, and keep working, really. That's it.
And I know Coach K was obviously well-respected here. So when he decided to step down and then you found out JT was taking over, what were kind of your thoughts about all of it?
New era, new regime, let's go.
Love that. So, but you also keep the history of the tradition here, right? 9 state titles. 10-2, I know you guys fell short of what you wanted to last year, but how much pride do you take as a senior to represent that?
I take a lot of pride in that, knowing that I have a lot to live up to, me, myself, so just taking pride in everything I do out here just to make sure that we can accomplish that.
Yeah, and what do you want the identity to be for this team heading into 2025?
Suffocating defense like last year.
There you go. And I heard that's going to be a strength for you guys this year, even though there is a little bit of some differences. But how is it any different in the way you approach anything?
No,
Same.
just attack.
Just attack.
Attack always.
And you're going against a new look offense, at least a little bit in practice with JT, kind of, switching everything up. What do you see? What do you like from it? What do you think makes it challenging for you?
Just the versatility of it. Multiple offense. He can line up in a power formation, then next plays in the spread. So, just being able to adjust on the fly.
Yep. Head on a swivel, stay on your heels, that sort of thing. And as a senior too, some younger guys here. You mentioned new era. As a senior, what do you do to try to make sure you set a good example for everybody?
Just lead, do everything that I can fully. Don't be shy of failure. Just keep motivating, really.
And then you got now your first scrimmage coming up in, 2 days? Week 1's going to be here next week. How excited are you just to get your final season going? It's got to be exciting, right?
Definitely. Just ready to put out everything that I got left in the tank, really.
Very much looking forward to what JT Whitaker can do with the talent on that roster, of which there is a lot. A lot of guys will be playing at the next level a year from now. Just like that, the team we're talking about next, the defending 5A state champs. This is a good one. Pay attention. Decatur Central. This is a team that is battle-tested. State runner-ups 2 years ago. State champs last year. Now moving up to Class 6A. What a challenge right there. And they have some dudes on this team. Casimir Hicks heading to IU. Bo Polston, the quarterback, heading to Toledo. That's just naming a couple. It's a senior-heavy team who's looking to continue its success in Class 6A.
Runner-up, state champs, up in classification. Lots happened over the course of the past 3 years. But for you as a coach, how is it celebrating what was an awesome season, finally reaching that mountaintop, but getting these guys to reset that desire almost, right?
Yeah, that's an interesting question because I'm still figuring it out. Being the first time ever winning a state championship, it's like we keep getting reminded of that from various awards programs and various things that go on in the community. And we had my son made a movie about it. It's going to be aired, a little mini movie from the week. And so it's going to be aired in like an indie film festival. So just trying to get rid of those reminders and pushing that back to last year so that we can focus on this year has been difficult. But they earned it, and it's something that, we'll take away with us forever, and they can't take away from us, so it's good, but we got to reset. It's a new season, new team, new class, with a lot of good opponents. So.
Yeah, all the guys keep talking about how leadership is just off the charts, and it's a senior-heavy team. Like, how much easier does that make your job?
Yeah, it's great. It is a senior-heavy team. This class of 2026 it's really been kind of our secret plan for a long time. And it's not really a secret plan. Our head basketball coach, Brian Serber, his son Alec is one of our team captains and leaders. And Brian has coached along with 4 or 5 other guys, these guys since they were in 2nd grade. So having that continuity with the staff for 8 years, 9 years, 10 years is huge. You can't do that with every program. It's very difficult to do. But that was one of the key recipes that we talked about in the blueprint a long time ago is how can we keep this class together for a long period of time so that none of them transfer, none of them leave. They have great coaching and they have guys that care about them on a personal level and build those relationships. So that's been kind of one of the keys with this class, but they're just amazing young men and now they're seniors. So we'll see what happens.
Not just the senior leadership by way of having the same message year after year and reaching the mountaintops and knowing that what you're saying is right, and listening, but you have some serious talent out here too. Like, talk to me about the playmakers on this team who've done it year after year after year, and they're going to be playing college ball too.
Yeah, between Kaz and Rel and Bo and Carson and even Michael and Braylon, there's a lot of playmakers on the field. I'll throw John in the mix as well, but we have 6 or 7 guys that can take the top off and turn a small gain into a big gain. So that's great, but at the end of the day, we have a we over me approach. There's one football. We have a quarterback that either throws it or hands it off, so the other 9 guys better be blocking. And we know that, no block, no rock. We preach team over me, we over me. So that's I would say as a coach, calling plays, that's the hardest part. Like, we want to spread people out, take what they give us. If they're going to double Kaz, we want to run the ball. You know, if they're going to play too high and put 3 over 2, we want to run the football. If they're going to load the box, then we're going to get it out wide to our playmakers. So, but it is a great problem to have as an offensive coordinator is, you know, trying to get guys touches because they deserve it. They all deserve it, but a few of them only get a couple a game.
There's no wrong answer, I guess, right? All right, so Class 6A, I mean, the guys are embracing that challenge. They love it. They're like, I think it was Campbell said, look, football's football. We're playing football. It doesn't matter. It might be more physical, but we preach fast and physical. Like, how cool is that challenge for you, playing the best teams in the state, especially comes playoff time, right?
Yeah, you know, it's going to be a great challenge, and I think our guys are prepared for it. You know, the one thing we talked about, being a school of, 18 or 1,900, a little bit smaller than the 6A schools, we do have more guys that play both ways. So really preached getting their bodies right with Coach Lane, who does a fantastic job in our strength and conditioning program, but also building depth. Like, we have to have more guys that are Friday night ready. So that's kind of what we set out to do this off season, make our starters' bodies being able to handle, that grueling season and then playing 6A, and then also get more guys on the field or be ready to be on the field on Friday when it becomes important in October.
Yeah, for sure. All right, last thing I got, just like how excited are you to follow up a state championship campaign in Class 6A with a lot of the same guys you've coached for a long time? Like, it just feels like it's a good vibe.
It's a great vibe. It's a great vibe. This township loves football. Blessed to have great administration that, really hand us the keys to whatever we need to be successful. We preach, trying to get these guys to the next level, whether that be college, military, or workforce. So it's great. It doesn't feel like we're the defending champs because we're in a new class. So that's a little bit different and unique, but we're going to give it everything we have. And I know no 5A team has ever won a 6A state championship moving up. So that's an interesting fact that Coach Lane told me. So our motto is Mission Impossible, and we'll see if we can get it done.
Defending state champs.
Yes, sir.
How does that feel? How was the off season? How was everything? Going back to school, your classmates, your state, you're forever known as state champs for the school, this community, for this team, this program. How was that for you guys?
It was good, going back to school and, coming off that year, everybody, I feel like it's a different narrative on the outside than it is with the team. Like, to us, we not really worried about last year. That was last year. We worry about this year. So coming off the state championship really don't mean nothing to us. We trying to get back, so yeah. How
do you maintain that level of you got to the mountaintop, and that's like being on that journey because you guys were state runner-up and then you win the state championship, finally get it done. How do you maintain that level of desire to get back there?
Yeah, I say one thing that helped us maintain desire was us moving up a class. We did it in 5A, it was cool, but then we got bumped up right to 6A after that, so it's like we got a new challenge. So yeah, I feel like that's what kept us, going. Now we gotta prove ourselves again. So
yeah, what does that say about this program that it got bumped up to 6A, and what comes along with that challenge? Do you think? What was your reaction when that happened?
My reaction, I was happy because it's a challenge, and we ain't never backed away from a challenge. We preach fast and physical, toughness. So I was happy. It was a blessing to me. I was happy. I feel like the whole team was happy and we ready. So
yeah, do you think it's going to be a really cool challenge this year? I mean, 6A is no joke in the state of Indiana.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a cool challenge, but I think we're ready, and I think we're going to show that this Friday. So
when people say Decatur Central, what do you think? What do you want to come to mind when they want to know what describes Decatur Central football?
Fast and physical. When they say Decatur Central, I feel like that's the first thing they're going to think of. We play fast, we play physical, we got athletes, we use our athletes well, so I feel like that's what they're going to think of, fast and physical.
Last thing for you, what's the biggest difference between this year's team and last year's team?
This year's team and last year's team, I say it's not a lot of difference because, we got a lot of guys returning, we senior heavy. But I say that the biggest difference is probably just leadership. I think we got 20-something seniors, so I feel like, us bumping up and us being, seniors being our last ride, I feel like that's the biggest difference. We got a lot of leaders on this team and, a lot of guys that's vocal, so I feel like that's the biggest difference.
It's going back-to-back drive, you guys.
Yeah, it do. Yeah, that's what we trying to do. We trying to make history. So
a lot of seniors.
No, yeah.
We love that. What's that say about a group that's experienced being a state runner-up, winning a state championship, and now bumping up a class? You guys have experienced a lot together.
No, actually, we experienced a lot of adversity. Just being in the state 2 times has been a lot. Coming back,
What was that like for you after a year of finishing runner-up to then get back and finish the job, and now you're known as forever a state champ?
What was that like? Just to be honest, just like last year when we came up, it just was a long run. Just Yeah, it was just a long run, and then like just come back to do it again. It just meant a lot, you know, with all my guys, and then feel me, we all just came up together and all of that. So like
what does that mean to this community?
To this community,
really rallies around you guys. It's really cool to see.
It means a lot. You know, we go to school every day. We got a lot of state posters up and stuff. You feel me? It just means a lot to everybody around the school.
So what's the biggest difference with this year's team as compared to last year's team, do you think?
To be honest, I don't really think. Probably just leadership, you know, just everybody around. You know, we senior heavy this year, so last year I feel like we had like a couple leaders, but now we got a whole group, and we all grew up together, you know, so like you go like that. Everybody just more leaders and all of that.
Makes it easy for everyone to be on the same page.
Yeah,
right?
sir.
For sure. What's Coach Enright mean to this group?
Man, to be honest, he mean everything to this group, to be honest, because like when I came in, just like my freshman year, he really the first person I met, you know. He really done pushed me through everything I know. He the reason why I know everything I know to this day, for real, though. You know, he told me what it means to be a Hawk, everything, to be fast, to be physical. It's my coach, it's my guy.
I love that. I love to hear that. All right, so you guys are up in 6A now.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about that challenge?
To be honest, I love it. You know, I feel like we've been to 5A since freshman to junior year. I feel like we got more competition. We're gonna have more adversity. Like physicality gonna be much. You feel me? It's gonna be a lot more. So it's gonna be amazing. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, you guys are embracing it, right?
Nah, for real, actually.
Yeah, get back to state and different classification.
Yeah,
All
can't wait.
Together, the senior class in particular. State runner-up, state champs, now you're moving up to 6A. Like, what is it about this class that's led you guys to such success, especially in the past few years?
I would say I got here like middle of the 8th grade, but they've been playing together since Little League, since birth, really. But I came over 8th grade, it was like a brotherhood already, so I was glad to be a part of it since, and it was just, it's really like we all just like brothers for real, so I like it like that.
Yeah. What was it like winning the state championship a year ago? After finishing runner-up, and then you get back, you finish the job. I mean, you're known as a state champ forever and ever. Like, how was that?
Oh, it was amazing, man. I couldn't wait. I ain't gonna lie. But like, once we that Thursday right before the game, that Friday right before the game, on the way there, I was like, yeah, we gonna win this. We all was ready. Cause last year we did I feel like we were just too up in the moment. We wasn't really ready for it. We were just glad to be there. But this year we was on a mission. We just we gonna win this time.
Yeah, and your teammates were saying, you guys aren't done. You want more. I mean, there's a new challenge this year, but how do you maintain that desire to? You've reached the mountaintop, but to follow that up.
We gotta be even more hungrier. People say we not gonna succeed. We not gonna be doing this, that, this. We just go out to play football, do what we do, and just compete, play fast and physical.
What do you think the biggest difference is with this year's team and last year's team?
I'll say last year's team we had like 15 seniors, and 3 was maybe, it was 3 major seniors that was really vocal for real. But this year we're senior heavy. We have a lot of seniors, 22. It's 8 or 9 seniors playing each side of the ball. I'll say leadership, that's really. Then I say we all connected. So some seniors last year, they didn't really play together like that. And this year, most all the seniors been together since Little Leagues.
I love that. It makes it nice, to play together, and you guys all know what coach expects of you. You know what I mean? How excited are you for this season to see all that come to fruition and have the challenge of being in 6A?
I'm really excited. I'm not gonna lie. People say 6A is all this. At the end of the day, you just playing football. Football is football. So that's all I care about, just playing.
I love it.
Really keeping my eye out for the Decatur Central Hawks this season. Last, but certainly not least, a team that set records a season ago. And the team who will be featured in our Operation Football Game of the Week during Week 1, that would be the Lawrence North Wildcats. 11-1 last year, the first time ever winning a conference title and notching a sectional crown as well. Patrick Mallory is looking to continue this team's success and capitalize on this momentum.
You guys experienced a lot of success last season, most under your tenure. What contributed to that, and how do you keep the guys hungry going into this season after experiencing that?
Yeah, no, I get it. A lot of it is about you got to have players, right? You got to have players that can play, and it doesn't matter what level you're at. Youth league, middle school, high school, college, pros, you got to have players. So when you do have players, you got to be able to channel all of that. right? You got to channel emotions. You got to be able to get them to understand our expectations here. Our expectations is we're going to come to work every single day, and that's 5 days a week all year long, sometimes 6. And so when you can get kids that are high caliber talent and you can get them to work hard every single day, good things are going to happen for you.
Yeah, no question. Talk to me about your players. Who's responsible for the contribution of success last year and this year? I mean, we're talking about this year, so I mean, you got some dudes on this team.
Yeah, you know what we do, and you know we've got some guys that that some people haven't heard of before. You know, we've got a guy on the D line right now. He's got a great motor. His name's Malachi Weathers, and people will start to get to know him, get to know Malachi. Got a great motor. You know, right behind that would be our 3 linebackers that started last year and played on that 11-1 team. And then, you know, we do have some new guys in the secondary, but we have guys that had meaningful minutes in our secondary. And then you look at our offensive side of the ball, you know, we have a lot of offensive weapons, but at the same time, there's only one football. So we've done a lot of talking about, you know, we got to be selfless players, not selfish players. And the ball's going to come to you when it comes to you. We just got to understand everybody wants a piece of the pie, and there's only one football. We're not going to force it to any single person. So basically, if you're a receiver, get yourself open. Yeah. You know, get yourself open and you'll find the ball. But we have 2 guys that can run the ball too. Well, 3 guys that can run the ball. Everybody knows Isaiah Moore. He's been here for a while. Everybody will get to see Darian Prather, our quarterback. And then you look at our sophomore running back, Ellis McGraw. And then we have a freshman that will get some playing time with us too in Marion Baker.
Well, you mentioned this a little bit off the top, but what was it that clicked with this team last year? And how do you bottle that into this season?
You know, you try to bottle it. We try with saying, you know, you got to keep that momentum. That's one of our MOs this year is keep the momentum. You can't ever go backwards, right? You got to keep looking forward. You got to keep putting one step in front of the other. But then this team has got to find its own identity. You can't live off of what last year's team did. That last year's team will never play together again. Right. So now you got to build your own identity and your own legacy with this year's team. And so in my opinion, you do that with that hard effort, hard work all year long. Whether it's in the weight room, on the track, on the field in the spring, back in the weight room, running in the summertime when it's hot out here, whatever it is, you just got to try to channel their focus into hard work.
All right, let's talk about Friday. It starts Friday, Lawrence Central. What's this rivalry mean to you? You've been around it for a long time.
13 years.
I imagine it. I mean, it means everything to this team, to you, to this program.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I mean, that's one of your rivals. That's your biggest rival because it's in the same township. And, I mean, you still got to play it as another game, and you got to try to take emotions out of it. Sometimes I think the emotions from adults might be worse than what the emotions from the kids are. So some of us just stay level-headed. That's what I talk to our coaches about. Hey, just coach them hard, coach them tough and loud like we always do. But at the same time, we got to play the game, and it's play one play at a time. So if you take the emotion out of what the rivalry is, cooler heads always prevail.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so what's your excitement level for this season? Just knowing what was accomplished last year, I imagine there's some unfinished business as well.
Yeah.
Primarily in the tournament time.
You know, we have not talked anything about unfinished business. We've not talked anything about that. I mean, everybody wants to win. Everybody strives for a state championship. But I think the one thing that really kind of helps us is five of these kids helped us win a state championship in track this spring. Right. So with that being said, that's part of the keep the momentum, right? So football went 11-1, had the first ever conference championship, first ever undefeated regular season. And then they pushed that into a track state championship. And so now can we keep that momentum moving forward? But at the same time, you know, we're focused one game at a time. And I know everybody wants to look ahead and what are you going to do this Friday? I don't know what we're going to do this Friday, but I know we're going to work hard. We're going to show up. We're going to try to be fast and we're going to try to be physical.
Don't count out the Wildcats this season, that is for sure. Hey, thanks so much for joining us as we preview this high school football season. We only had the chance to stop by 6 schools, but there are so many more stories to tell. Reach out and tell us what those are, and we're going to find out what they are throughout this season. It's going to be a fun-filled high school football season. That much is true. We'll, of course, kick off every Friday with Operation Football Sunrise Kickoff, getting your Friday started the absolute right way, getting everyone fired up. And after week 1, every single week, you'll have a chance to vote for where we should go the following Friday morning. I think that will be an extremely fun wrinkle this season, so keep your eye out for that and how you can get involved with that. Then at 11 o'clock on Friday nights, we are expanding what we're doing, shooting for 8 to 12 games, somewhere in that range, every single Friday night, live in studio. Eli Gain and myself, we're going to be bringing the energy here in studio at 11 o'clock, recapping the happenings, the goings-ons of every Friday night. It's going to be all sorts of fun, and we cannot wait for you to join us. Thanks so much for watching. Let's have a great time this fall. Football is back, and Operation Football will be better than ever. See you this fall.